I want to talk about and explore the question, does shutting monetization off on a video on YouTube harm the performance? This is something that I hear all the time. Videos that are not monetized are going to do worse. If you shut off monetization on your channel, it is going to harm your channel. This podcast, this channel has been unmonetized, at least the new episodes have been non-monetized since the 20th of August, 2023. So I have a bit of information, I have a bit of data to explore here, and that's what we're going to do. The first episode that I left unmonetized was BSP 359, and that was the 20th of August 2023, so it has been 5 months so far. We're not going to look at the revenue that I've earned. We'll do that after I've been value for 1 year, but I did want to see what the impressions, what the views, and what the general performance of the videos were following this change. First, let's look at the channel-wide impressions for the 5 months prior to shutting off monetization, and then the impressions following that decision. For the 5 months prior, we had 696,000 impressions, and this was with 16 videos published, I believe, 15 episodes, and then following the decision, with 17 new episodes published without monetization engaged, I received 709,000 impressions. So channel-wide, there was no real shift. It seems about on par. However, the channel-wide impressions includes monetized and unmonetized videos. There's no separation there. In order to correct for that, I am comparing my latest 2 episodes, which are not monetized, against the performance of older videos, and the time frame that I'm comparing are since publication, and what that means is it's going to compare the exact same time frame. So for my latest episode, it will be the first 7 days of either video. For my second latest episode, it will be the first 14 days. I'm just going to scroll through these really quick to save some time, but when I compare BSP 375 against older episodes, in every single case, 375 got significantly more impressions than the older episode, which was monetized. In most cases, it was about 8,000 impressions more than the older episodes. So in that instance, it looks as though a non-monetized video is actually doing better. But maybe that's an outlier. So when we go to BSP 374, again, we do see a higher impression number compared to the older actual monetized episode. This ranges from 3,000 to 5,000 more impressions. So again, it looks like the modern non-monetized episode gets more impressions, at least during that initial push, those initial 7 to 14 days. But if we look at overall views for the video and ignore the impressions and distribution, it looks as though my older videos that were monetized have a higher view count, ranging from 1,700 to 2,000, while the modern episodes, which are unmonetized, hover around 1,000 to 1,200. So it seems as though views have dropped. It's hard to identify what caused that. It may be my episodes have just gotten worse. It may be people have lost interest, or maybe there is something underlying this issue because I do have my videos not monetized. So my thought was, okay, maybe the initial push is similar, but after a couple of days, then the impressions drop off, then the views drop off, and the non-monetized video just dies on the vine, while the monetized videos continue to get pushed. To explore that idea, I pulled the last 90-day performance for BSP episode 354 through 363, and that is what we're going to go through. This may be dull, but I find it very interesting. All of this data is going to range from the 23rd of October through the 20th of January, so it is a 90-day period. All of the episodes prior to 359 were monetized. 359 onward were non-monetized. BSP 354 got 825 impressions. 355, 1,100 impressions. 356 got 1,700 impressions, 357, 1,700, 358, 1,200. Those were all monetized videos. Now the first unmonetized video, 1,200 impressions, then 1,800 impressions, 2,100 impressions, 2,200 impressions, and 3,200 impressions over the last 90 days. So if we look at the average impressions for the last 5 monetized videos against the first 5 unmonetized videos over the last 90 days, monetized videos got an average number of impressions of 1,300, while unmonetized got 2,100. So the unmonetized videos got more distribution. So I don't see any evidence, at least over the last 4 months, that there is any direct negative impact on video performance by marking your videos as unmonetized. And this is something that I was told. If you make your videos not monetized, your channel will do worse. The videos will do worse. I see no evidence of that based on the last 4 months. I think the idea that unmonetized videos are going to perform worse than monetized videos is likely due to the fact that demonetized videos may actually do worse. And there's a big difference, in my opinion, from unmonetized and demonetized. An unmonetized video is the creator making the decision. I do not want ads turned on this video, while demonetized videos are forced unmonetization, and it is typically done because a video violates YouTube's ad policy. So there's a conflation between unmonetized and demonetized. And when a video is demonetized, there may be some edgy content, which will also contribute to the fact that it may get limited distribution. So those are my findings. That is the data, and that is the conclusion that I have come to with my 4 months of data. We will revisit this in maybe another 8 months. Once we hit 1 year on the value for value model, once we have 1 year of episodes which do not have monetization engaged, I imagine YouTube is happy with how this channel is going because they are getting a lot more money than they would on the ads. Because people are returning the value through YouTube, YouTube earns a lot more from a single super thanks than they would through 1,000 views. So I imagine they are thrilled with how things are going. I did realize something. I learned something very important through all of this analysis. My podcast episodes absolutely suck in terms of evergreen content and click-through rates. Going back to episodes that are more than a couple of weeks old, we're getting a 1%, 2% click-through rate. In some instances, it was 0.8%. This is not acceptable. So I need to come up with some kind of solution to this. I need to find a way to improve this. Maybe it's better thumbnails. I thought my thumbnails were pretty decent for this podcast. Apparently not. Maybe I need to reassess the titles. Again, I thought my titles were pretty good, pretty descriptive. I guess they're not hyperbolic enough, but looking at the data for videos that weren't just published this week, it's grim. It's very grim. I would love to know your thoughts on all of this because this has been a fascinating experience for me, a fascinating experiment, and I loved digging into this information and data and sharing it with you. I'd love to hear what you think of this if you have a different experience. If you think my conclusion and analysis is right, let me know.